What's up, Vikings fans? We told you a few months ago we're going to keep you up to date the entire offseason, and you're welcome. If you want more free Vikings videos around the draft, trades, or free agency, which is going down right now, then I want you to go ahead, click that link that you see below, or you can also just go underneath the video. There's a big old red button that says subscribe. Hit that, and then turn on those notifications. What's going on, Minnesota Viking fans? It's Mitchell Rentz from Chat Sports, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to walk you through all the Vikings moves that they have made in free agency to this point, and on top of that, I'm going to break down 5 players that I believe Minnesota could go out and target and potentially sign. Probably the biggest name, or one of the biggest names that Minnesota went out and got, is Harrison Phillips. They signed him to a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. This is essentially going to be your Michael Pierce type of replacement. Another move that Minnesota went out and made was Jordan Hicks, and I actually think this move does make a lot of sense considering the fact that Kendricks is still kind of up in the air. Obviously, you don't know if you're going to be able to bring him back. 2-year, $10 million deal. I've always liked Hicks, and I wasn't surprised that Arizona decided to move on considering the fact that some of their younger linebacking talent. Other names to keep in mind, Jordan Berry, punter. Austin Schlottman, offensive guard / center, and then also Johnny Munt as a tight end. The reason why the names that you're about to see on this show aren't the biggest names out there in free agency is because you got about $2.2 million in salary cap space as it stands right now. The reason why that it's a projected amount, or an approximate amount, is because over the cap, Spotrac, they've been trying to tally up all these numbers, and not all the contract details of every single player is 100% known yet. So the first name coming up here is going to be Jadeveon Clowney, and let me just preface this. If Clowney comes to Minnesota, there's probably 2 things that have to happen. Either A, Clowney takes a major pay cut, and Minnesota still moves some money around, or B, the Vikings are able to trade away Danielle Hunter, which I don't anticipate anybody taking on his salary, which is like $25 million this year. So Clowney, I do think could actually be an interesting fit in Minnesota, coming off one of his better statistical seasons of 37 tackles. The number that matters the most is the 9 sacks, the 11 tackles for loss. I would be a little bit worried, though, with Clowney's track record health-wise and just his commitment to football-wise, paying him too much money. Let's go to the next player coming up here. It's Steven Nelson, and Nelson has played actually a little bit on the inside, and he's played on outside with the Steelers, with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know that the Vikings are still looking for extra cornerback help. Patrick Peterson's a free agent. Some other defensive backs out there that you could at least maybe keep in mind. Stephon Gilmore is going to be a little bit too pricey. Kyle Fuller's experience playing multiple positions. Bryce Callahan, just last free agency period. A lot of people had him as one of the top corners out there. Kevin King, Kareem Jackson's getting up there in age as a safety. So there's some other routes that you could go. But out of those names, the best bang for your buck, I believe, would be Steven Nelson. So you guys can go ahead now. Let me know down in the comments section, what's the Vikings' biggest need? And my producer is telling me right now, we're actually going to make this the pinned comment of today's show. I see a lot of people throwing out some different ideas. So while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down. Let me know, what's the Vikings' biggest need? The next name is a little bit of a reunion, and it's Kyle Rudolph. And when I think of Kyle Rudolph, no doubt, I think of him for a really solid career that he had in Minnesota. He fell off a little bit near his end of his Vikings career, goes over to the New York Giants, never really was able to prove that he was a good fit. But at 6'6", 265 pounds, I need Kyle Rudolph now at this point of his career to be a blocker and to be a red zone option. With Kirk Cousins, with Justin Jefferson Thielen, those are going to be your main offensive weapons, right? Then you got Dalvin Cook. He's going to be pounding the football. That's the route that you need to go with Rudolph here. He's a free agent at this point. I don't know, maybe pick up the phone and give him a call. So how about this, I said on a few videos ago, I think it was actually the last time I did a Vikings video, because the people were asking, are you guys going to do a mock draft? Are you going to do this? Well, if you want a brand new Vikings mock draft, then I want you to go ahead and like the video, because when you consider the fact of all these things are always changing, All I'm saying is this. I want to be able to go ahead and drop a mock. So if you guys could, let's go ahead and rock out with our mocks out. Go ahead and like the video. If you're looking for some new Vikings jerseys, you can also go ahead and get some. It's at chatsports.com/Vikings jersey. Jerseys of all sizes, of all deals, whether you want a Justin Jefferson, whether you want an Adam Thielen, whether you want a Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, we got them all available. Youth, men's, women's. It's at the link that you see below. It's going to be in the comments and the description. Hurry up. Take advantage of the deal right now. Next name coming up here is Ereck Flowers. And Ereck Flowers has had a very roller coaster type of career. There was times when he first came out in the NFL draft, you're like, Ereck Flowers is going to be a long-time starter in the National Football League. Well, then he sucked. Then he goes on over and has had some halfway decent seasons. Didn't have the best season last year. It's definitely been a very up and down type of player, but you're looking for depth. And you're looking for somebody who can at least come in and compete to be a starting offensive guard. I believe when Flowers has kept his weight in control, has been, we'll say, in the gym, making sure that he's in halfway decent shape to limit some of those other lower body injuries, he's been a lot better. But this is, again, you're taking a little bit of a risk here. The last name coming up is Cole Beasley, wide receiver of the Buffalo Bills. Last season, he had 82 catches, 682 yards, was a good fit. 693 yards, excuse me. 1 touchdown, was a good fit with what Josh Allen had cooking. But Thielen's getting up there in age, 34. Cole's obviously getting up there in age as well. But you're just looking for somebody who you can rely on in the middle of the field, pick up some of these clutch first downs, cheaper option here. Beasley, to me, is probably going to get $3.5–4 million at least. That's what I think he gets on the open market, which is still a little bit too much for Minnesota, but you can make money move. You can move things around, and that's what it's going to take right now. The fact that the Green Bay Packers just lost Devontae Adams, the Vikings should smell blood in the water, and you need to still go out, be aggressive, and try to win this division. So I want to know from all y'all right now, I want you to name a free agent you think the Vikings should go out and sign. Again, you're somewhere around $2.5 million in salary cap space. There's still a lot of players out there that you could still try to go ahead and bring in. I know they don't have a lot of money, but you need to stay aggressive. And if the Vikings go ahead and they sign any player, we're going to be breaking down. We're going to be making a video about it. So hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, y'all.